Hi, this is Nick with Zamora Woodworking. Today I wanted to go over V-carving, tips and tricks, and get you up to speed on how to use it and why it's going to become your new best friend. Let's get to it. Before we get too far into it, make sure to comment down below to get yourself entered to get a free Jenny bit. We'll be giving that away once we get to 2,000 subscribers. Already the first one's been sent out. Got a little over 1,000 subscribers now. It's been awesome. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, so V-carving is something, if you have a CNC, you're going to become really good friends with. You're going to be doing it almost all the time, and it's something I never really thought much of. I never really used these kind of bits, and once you start doing it, you can never go back. So basically, you'll end up using bits similar to something like this. This is a 20-degree V-bit. And this right here is a 60-degree V-bit. And this one right here is a 90. Now, with these bits, the way the angle is calculated is from here to here. It's not split down the middle or anything like that. So if you look right here, that's a perfect 90-degree angle. Then right here, that is a 60-degree angle there. And obviously this one's 20. So why do we use these bits? Well, right here, I got a demonstration for you. This is a 1/4-inch end mill, and I put the same exact lettering on all of these, right? This one right here, I used a 1/4-inch end mill and just let the path run. This was a pocket tool path, not a V-carve tool path, but try to get this letter out. Now you'll notice with this tool path that there's a whole hell of a lot missing on it. So if you look right here, none of this was done, and I came back with a V-bit to carve this out so you kind of see the outline that should be there. If you look at this 1/4-inch end mill right here, it'd be wider than this line, so the program automatically just skipped it. It got to exactly where it could, and that was it. So it got right here, got all through here, not much else. So for a pocket tool path, you're not going to get hardly anything of what you really want. And then you see right through here, it really wasn't able to get all that. So that's where these guys come in. Now these come in every different flavor, like I said before, different angles. With the angles, the larger the angle, so like a 90 would be for much bigger lettering than say a 20. 20, think about the numbers on it. If it's a lower number, it's for smaller lettering. So the way a V-bit works is it goes as far down as it needs to create the width of that path. So if you look here, see the width of this path, I put a point here and then I came out to right at 1/2 inch. So you see the depth is changing. It's really, really shallow here and deep here. In order to create this line here, it'll go down as deep as it can. See, if it went deeper right here, it would blow out these lines and going either way. So it goes as deep as it can to create these lines. You look at, it's a big part of why if you look at this guy right here, this is 90-degree V-bit, just normal V-bit or a V-carve tool path, using that 90-degree V-bit, you can see all the areas were all carved out nicely. You see every little bit of it, not like over here where you missed all that. What you can also tell is, see right here, that's why I have the lighting off, is you can see this is really deep right here. Sometimes you don't want that. You want it at a specified depth. You can do what they call a V-carve with a flat depth, like right here. And this one I set at, I think, 1/8 inch. So basically, when it carves, if it has to go down, like say this guy right here, where this is full depth, well, almost full depth, this guy right here where it goes down, if it has to go down much farther than that, if it has to go down more than 1/8, it doesn't. It just comes back with this, and it'll clear all the path out. But instead of having this extremely deep cavern right there, it comes up nice like this, and then you kind of just clean up the fuzzies. Now what you can do is you can combine a flat depth like that so you don't have this giant cavern, especially if I use, say, this 20-degree, in order to create this width, if I didn't create a flat depth, it would punch all the way through there, and it still would never reach there. Like the 20 degrees will never reach this width, at least on this bit. You can also set that up in your tool paths and such, but I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. So whenever you do a flat depth, you can also do clearing. And with that, you can use a end mill or any other bit like this, where it would clear out these pieces here, over here, to this depth, so that this little bit doesn't come back and, you know, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it won't look like this. It'll only clear out the little path through there that it's able to. So it'd be something like this. You clear out through there, and then that bit wouldn't run anymore. You'd have a tool change and would come back with this guy here, and he would come up and clean up the sides right there, just like that. Now the cool thing with V-bits is to get these nice pretty points, it combines going down when spinning and all that, and then when it gets to the edges, it goes up to make them more shallow and sharp. So the smaller these two lines are together, the opposing lines, the higher up it's going to have to go, which means it's not going to be very deep, but it'll give you those points, because obviously with a circular bit, you cannot create these points. It's just not going to happen. You can keep going down in bit sizes, but the circle, it being a circle, even if you go down to an 1/8 or a 16th or below that, I don't even know if they create lower than that, you're never going to get to a point, and it's just going to take you a ton of time with bit changes and all that. So you can combine the two. And then also over here, that same path, so this is the exact same path right here and here. I had the EndMill run that, and see, it only went to here right to where it had to stop, because if it went any farther, it would go beyond those lines. It's not supposed to. So whenever you're carving out inlays, if you're doing sign lettering or anything like that, these bits right here are going to be your bread and butter. You do need to run them a bit faster than you run an EndMill. And also whenever you learn your feeds and speeds, the other thing that kind of sucks about this is typically with an EndMill, whenever you run them, the larger the EndMill, the slower you have to run them, because the outside is spinning so fast. And with this, obviously, since it comes to a point, this part right here is not spinning very fast, but this part right here is spinning fast. So these bits, they get chewed up a bit faster, because depending on where they are in the material is how fast they're actually cutting, how fast they're meeting material. If they're barely touching, that middle is not spinning nearly as fast as the outside. So it's kind of, I guess, the trade-off with using these sorts of bits. I'm going to put an overlay over that'll show you where you can put your flat depth, at least on Vcarve, and you select that there. And when you select your flat depth, you can also select down here to put in your clearing tool, and your clearing tool is what I talked to you about down here, where it would just clear out that path instead of having that small little bit run back and forth and clear that out for you. So hopefully this was a quick little tutorial introducing you to the wonderful world of V-carving. If you're new to CNC, this will be something you'll be heavy into. These were bits that I used to just basically toss when they came in packs, because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with them. But these are the bits that you'll end up using the most next to my EndMill. EndMills are used quite a bit, but if I'm doing any sorts of lettering or anything like that, I end up going to these guys for sure. So if you guys are new, I'll have an overlay here with the tips and tricks video. So if you're brand new, this will give you a bunch of tips and tricks and how to learn how to use your machine a bit better, right up here in the corner. So enjoy that. And then also, if you want to just see something fun, I'm also building a sawmill, and I'll put that video up there as well. So click on either one of those and they should keep you nicely entertained. And thanks again for all your guys' support. Make sure to comment down below to enter into the drawing if you have any questions or anything else like that you want answered, or video ideas for me. A lot of these come from you guys and what you guys want to learn. I'll try to teach you whatever I can. And then definitely subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks again.